Hello everyone, it's Mr. Bizarre here, once again stepping into the shadows to unravel tales of the uncanny, the enigmatic, and the deeply hidden. Today's bizarre story is taken from a longer video, a compilation of 3 real-life medical horror stories. However, the third and final story in this video was so disturbing, I thought it deserved to be re-uploaded as a video by itself. So, without further ado, let's revisit The Flight from Hell. The final story in this compilation, perhaps the most disturbing of the 3, unfolds in the confined space of an Airbus A380 charting a flight from Bangkok to Munich. This narrative centers around a 63-year-old German national and the harrowing medical emergency he experienced abroad, witnessed by passengers and recounted with a palpable sense of horror. As soon as the man and his wife boarded the plane, his ill appearance did not go unnoticed. Witnesses described him as sweating heavily and struggling to breathe, signs that, despite reassurances to the crew that he was simply tired from running to catch the flight, suggested a severe underlying condition. His symptoms of cold sweats, breathing much too quickly as described by passengers, sparked alarm among the cabin crew, prompting the pilot to call for a doctor over the loudspeaker. A 30-year-old Polish medic swiftly arrived to tend to him. He took the man's pulse and asked him how he felt, before indicating that he seemed okay. The man took his seat, and the crew brought him chamomile tea in an attempt to alleviate his symptoms. This, however, did little to help, and quickly after he took his seat, what should have been the final red flag prompting the crew to have the man immediately taken off the flight for a thorough medical examination presented itself. The man began to cough up blood into a bag. Yet, despite this deeply alarming symptom, the man insisted he was fine. However, things took an even more macabre turn when the situation suddenly escalated out of control shortly following takeoff. According to passenger Karin Missfelder, the man's condition deteriorated rapidly. What started as intermittently spitting blood into a bag evolved into a more gruesome and violent scene as blood began uncontrollably gushing from his mouth and nose. This sudden and shocking turn of events plunged the cabin into complete chaos, with Karen recalling the absolute horror that ensued as everyone started screaming. As the man struggled to hang on to his life, blood and other fluids erupting from his face, the walls of the plane became splattered with blood, painting a grim and unforgettable picture of the medical crisis unfolding. We can only begin to imagine the trauma experienced by his poor wife sitting next to him, desperately attempting to help him as litres of blood poured from his mouth, covering everything around them. Flight attendants, along with a doctor who happened to be on board, sprang into action, attempting to resuscitate the man for approximately 30 minutes. Despite their efforts, their attempts were in vain, and the man was declared dead on the flight. This tragic outcome led to the plane turning around and returning to Bangkok, an hour and a half into what was supposed to be a 12-hour journey to Munich. The aftermath of this incident was fraught with chaos and sorrow. The man's wife, likely overwhelmed with shock and trauma, was tragically seen numbly navigating the mundane formalities of airport security, alone. We can only begin to imagine what she must have been feeling in those very moments. Lufthansa, the airline operating the flight, expressed its condolences, stating that despite the immediate and comprehensive first aid measures taken by the crew and the doctor on board, the passenger succumbed during the flight. The airline also expressed regret for the inconvenience caused to the passengers of the flight, all of whom were rebooked onto alternative flights for their journey home. This incident not only highlights the unpredictable nature of medical emergencies, but also raises questions about the preparedness for and response to such crises in confined and controlled environments like that of an aircraft. The story, while deeply upsetting, serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of support in moments of extreme distress. So that's it for today's bizarre video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Should I cover more disturbing medical incidents like this? I'd appreciate your input. That's all for today, and I'll see you next time.